GST 2.0 needed to streamline procedures, easy complaints through tied approach, PAC, that is Parliament's Public Account Committee. What is this news is all about? Recently, the Public Account Committee of the Parliament recommended to the Union Finance Ministry to go for a comprehensive review of the GST framework to bring certain changes to simplify the complaints procedures and also to address the concerns of the stakeholders. So let us discuss more about this article, and before that we have to understand how this article is relevant to UPSC. In prelims you can expect the questions from the topic economic and social development, and this topic is also relevant in the GS paper 3 in UPSC mains. So first we will see the Public Account Committee of the Parliament. It is established in the year 1921. The objective of this committee is to ensure the financial accountability and transparency. Therefore, it audits the government's revenue and expenditure. And recently, in the 19th report on GST, the committee called for a stakeholder-based, consultation-based review. And what are the key issues highlighted by the committee? First is a complex complaints procedure, and often the people are facing, criminal penalties for unintentional complaints errors. And the next is the certain challenges associated with Aadhaar-based authentication, and the committee also called for a more user-friendly GST system. And coming to the recommendations to the Finance Minister, you can see that the first is simplifying the GST return filing, that is consolidating forms, reducing filling frequency. Now coming to the PAC's recommendations to Finance Ministry, first is simplifying GST return filing. So that can be done through consolidating forms. So this helps in reducing frequent filing. And the next is tied complaints framework for easy complaints for small business. One of the criticisms faced by the GST is that it is not inclusive because it is ignoring the concerns of the small business people. And the next is the user-friendly GST portal to provide clear guidance and support. And the next is use of new technologies like AI and data analytics for revenue projection. And the next is transparent refund processing with fixed timelines and regular updates. And finally, the effective grievance redressal to address the concern of the people, and use of the case management system for real-time tracking of the pending cases and other records. So these are the major recommendations from PAC to the Finance Ministry. So first is simplifying the GST return filing. For that we have to consolidate the forms, and this helps in reducing the filing frequency. And the next is tied complaints framework to develop the ease of doing business ambience for the small scale business people. And the next is developing a user-friendly GST portal for providing more clarity and support. And the next is using new technologies like AI for data analytics to predict the government revenue and expenditure. And the next is developing a transparent refund processing with fixed timelines and regular updates. And finally, effective grievance redressal process, that is using the case management system to track the real-time data about the pending cases and other digital GST records. So coming to the GST, so it is a static part. So coming to the GST, we know that it was implemented in the year 2017, and with the motto "One Nation, One Market, One Tax" through the 101st constitutional amendment. And coming to the definition, we will see it is an indirect tax levied on goods and services for domestic consumption. And the type, it is not origin based, it is a destination based taxation, which means the tax will be levied at the place where the goods and service is consumed. And next, it is launched in the 1st July 2017 through the 101st Constitutional Amendment Act of 2016. And the next is the motto of the GST is "One Nation, One Market, One Tax," and it aims to unify India's tax system and promote ease of doing ambience. And the next, it eliminates the cascading effect of multiple indirect taxation system. So coming to the constitutional provisions related to the goods and service tax, Article 246A, which guarantees concurrent power to the Parliament and the state legislature to make legislations on GST. And next we have the Article 269A, which talks about the interstate GST. And finally we have the Article 279A, it established the GST Council, and we know that the chairman of the GST Council is the Union Finance Minister. So in this topic we discussed the Public Account Committee of the Parliament and GST. So based on our discussion, try to answer this prelims practice question. The question is, with reference to the Public Account Committee and the goods and service tax, consider the following statements. Statement 1, the Public Account Committee was established under the Government of India Act in 1935 and it is a constitutional body. And statement 2, the Public Account Committee has a power to summon ministers to explain financial irregularities detected in government expenditure. And statement 3, under Article 269A of the Constitution, revenue collected under the integrated goods and service tax is entirely credited to the Consolidated Fund of India. And the statement 4, the GST Council is a constitutional body and its recommendations are binding on the union and the state governments. Which of the following statements given above is or are correct? Option A, 1 and 3 only, option B, 2 and 4 only, option C, 3 and 4 only, and option D, none of the above. The correct answer is actually none of the above, because all the 4 statements are partially correct and partially wrong. So that's why none of the statements are entirely correct. That's why all the statements are above is incorrect, and therefore the answer is option D, none of the above. The Public Account Committee was established under the Government of India Act in 1935. It is wrong, because the Public Account Committee was established in the year 1921. So there is no possibility for that. And the Public Account Committee has a power to summon ministers to explain the financial irregularities. Definitely no, that statement is incorrect. And under 269A of the Constitution, revenue collected under the integrated goods and service tax is credited entirely to the Consolidated Fund of India. No. And the GST Council is a constitutional body and its recommendations are binding on the union and the state governments. Here the statement goes wrong. It is a constitutional body. Yes, it's a constitutional body established under Article 279A, but its recommendations are not binding. Therefore, the statement 4 is also incorrect. So the answer is none of the above.